Hello? Wait, what? 5 minutes? Today? I thought it was...
You don't need to be helped any longer. You've always had the power to go back to Kansas. Tap your heels together 3 times and think to yourself, there's no place like home.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Oh! I'll be right there.
Oh man, I should have bought a bus pass. Oh, almost there, almost there. Oh, I hope they have a bathroom. I didn't even get a chance to practice how to say, on today's show, Lisa Gatewood and Leslie Kagan. Oh, there it is, just on this hill. Man, I'm cold. I hope they have something warm in my mug. All right, here we go. Oh, look what I'm wearing. Hope they can Photoshop a suit on me or something. Ooh, pretty! Oh, there are the curtains. I gotta go. I have a show to do. Wait, how do you get through this Wait, where's the how do you... Oh, there it is. All right, come down. We don't have all day. We don't have all day. So I'm super nervous, so I had them put together a survival kit. So far what I've used is the chapstick, I've used the adult diapers, I've used the alcohol, which is good, that's empty. We have giveaways, you all saw it, right? Good, good, good. I also have, in case I screw up, I have a sound machine, because I'm not funny. We can laugh, we can clap, it'll be a good time. And, because every good show needs confetti, if I can do this. There we go. So we have confetti. We also have a great show. Lisa Gatewood is here. Leslie Kagan is here. So we're going to be right back with Lisa Gatewood in a little bit. Hey everyone, it's me. So this is our version of a commercial break, but instead of trying to sell you something, we're going to play a game. So how about a trivia game? How about a talk show trivia game? This is how it's going to work. I'm going to give you a question and then some possible answers, and then in the next commercial break, you'll get the answer and another question to think about for the next commercial. You get it? I hope so. All right, so the first question is, in what year did Joe Franklin host the very first television talk show? Was it 1945, 1950, 1955, or 1960? We'll be right back in a little bit to give you the answer and another question. All right, I'm proud to say that our first guest is not only one of the best musicians around Milwaukee, but she's also my friend. Her CD, I've Read Salinger is the go-to CD in my car, and you will soon see why Milwaukee loves her. Please welcome Lisa Gatewood. Lisa's not a hugger, so we'll start with that. It's all right. Lisa, how are you?
I'm good.
Great.
I'm glad you said that. Now, like, everyone will know.
Yeah,
it's out there
awkward.
in the public.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So what's happening with the second CD? I just want to jump there right away.
It's going really well. We're in the mixing phase now, which is kind of the last thing we do after we record, and then we figure out where all our mistakes are, and then we go back and fix them. So hopefully it's going to be out soon. We're thinking May.
Awesome.
It's always kind of up in the air. You never really know what's going to happen.
And I heard there's a rumor that you're singing a song tonight from the new CD.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because I'm sick of all those.
Right, me too.
No,
yeah,
so.
So you also come from a musical family, do you not?
Yes, I do.
Your father?
Yeah, when I was a kid, my dad was a blues musician and my uncle was a pop musician. So there's just always music around. But I grew up listening to really weird music for my age group, I guess. I listened to a lot of Joni Mitchell and Nina Simone and Bob Dylan. And
what all 3-year-olds listen
right.
to.
I was in love with Davy Jones from the Monkees.
Right. Of course you were. Of course you were.
I was. I went to their reunion concert in 1987. I was like 5 years old.
I was going to say.
And I didn't understand that Davy Jones had aged from the old Monkees television show. Mm-hmm. It was really, he had like really hairy armpits all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I know. I was like.
It's not the man I fell in love with.
Then I switched over to Mickey. I was like, I can't handle this.
Right. Better things.
Yeah.
Good. What age did you write your first song? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was
first got into it?
Yeah, I was writing really moody songs in my teenage years. My dad had bought me a guitar, and I kind of taught myself, and I was writing all these really, melodramatic teenage songs about like how I was going to run away from home and just jump out a window or something. And then, but I wrote I would say my first real song when I was probably about 20. So it wasn't something I was always doing, but
you were always around it.
Yeah, I mean, it was always part of what I was doing. I studied theater in high school at the Milwaukee High School of the Arts. So I did musical theater back then, and I thought I was going to be on Broadway. But then,
Lisa and I went to college together.
Right.
So we had theater classes, and we used to ditch all the time, and then we'd go to the mall.
We did.
Which
we
is
would
good.
go to the Prospect Mall, which had no stores in it. Right?
And
there
we'd
was
walk around.
there was like one movie theater and a bookstore and the Chocolate Factory,
Right.
which I made you go to.
That was the first
Actually,
time.
that was funny. I took him to the Chocolate Factory, and he had never been that far away from campus before, and he got really freaked out.
I made her drive, and I was like, okay, I can go. It's fine.
You didn't even know where you lived
No.
anymore from there.
That's kind of sad. I'm glad we didn't get lost.
Me too.
What was your experience recording your first CD? What was that like when you finally got to do it?
It was great, but I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what I was getting into. I thought I was going to go into the studio, and at that point, I'd been writing for so many years that I had about 20, 25 songs I could have picked from, and I tried to narrow it down. I think I got it down to 13 on the album, but it was really so much more involved than that, because you're going in and you're not just doing, it's not just me with the guitar like it normally was. I had to think of orchestrations, and I'm not a very technical musician, so people would come into the studio to record and they'd say, what key is this in? And I'd be like, I don't know.
What do you mean key?
And so I always kind of felt like I looked a little silly, but I feel like that's what's been so nice though, is having that experience where I had no idea what I was doing. Doing this album now, I can go in and I can say, this is what I want and this is what I hear on it. And yeah, it makes me look a little bossier than usual, but it's nice to feel like I've got kind of a handle on it,
Right.
and I'm not just relying heavily on the producer to tell me what the song should be.
Good. I'm excited for it.
I am too.
I can't wait. What's the hardest and then best parts of what you do, of your profession?
Well, there's a lot. I would say the hardest part is that there's so many variables. I mean, I've gotten laryngitis before when I have important gigs coming up where just nothing's going to come out and there's nothing the doctors can do. And so there's always these fears about, weather or my voice or, I chip a tooth or something, and things I can't really control. Also, one of the biggest downfalls is I recently fell in love about 7 months ago.
Uh-oh.
I know, and I haven't written a song since.
That'll happen.
Because I'm too happy. I mean, I was always in these really horrible relationships, and that was really good for me. So
who wants to write about love? Nobody.
I know. Nobody wants to hear about it. I write these songs.
Song.
I tried to write a love song that sounded stupid, but so whatever. But I'm sure I'll snap out of that too. We'll get into a fight eventually, and that'll be good. He's really freaked out about it. He's like, if we ever get into a fight, you're gonna write a song, and I'm like, yeah, probably.
And name it after you.
Yep.
Yeah.
But and the best part is just that, you know, every once in a while you reach someone. You know, there's somebody who comes to your show and hears a song, and it's usually a song that I would have never guessed that anyone would identify with. And they come up to me and they say, I've been there, or I'm there right now, you know, and you get to connect with people in a way that you don't normally get to by sharing something really vulnerable about yourself, and I think that's really lovely.
That's awesome. So you're going to stick around and you're going to sing for us later, right?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Where can they get the CD?
You can get it on iTunes. Just search Lisa Gatewood or I've Read Salinger, the name of the album. You can also get it on cdbaby.com or just from me.
There you go,
if you
from
see
her.
Me somewhere.
Walking down the street, she always has a backpack full of them.
That's sad and true.
And true. Well, I thank you for being here.
Thanks
for being the first guest. Lisa is going to take a quick breather, and she'll be back later on in the show to perform a song for us. And we'll be right back. We're going to do a quick commercial and come back with author Leslie Kagan. I guess that way or that way. Wherever you want to go. I don't know. We're professional here. Put your pencils down. Time is up for the first question. In what year did Joe Franklin start the very first television talk show? The year was 1950. That show ran from 1950 to 1993. All right, time for your second question. Which talk show host who celebrates their 49th birthday tomorrow had their show debut June 10th, 1996? Is it Phil Donahue, Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, or Rosie O'Donnell? We'll be back in a second to tell you the answer. All right, our next guest has the privilege of being introduced as a New York Times bestselling author for great reason. Her new book, Good Graces, is being released this September. Please welcome Leslie Kagan. Have a seat. How are you? Thank you so much for coming.
Look at this. It's snazzy.
I know. It offsets the desk, our brand new desk that we got in 1984.
Oh, this is one of those things where you kind of feel like,
yeah,
you know,
you're good.
Yeah, okay.
You're good. Just scooch up to me.
All right, okay.
Before we start, she told me backstage that she was on the show Laverne and Shirley.
I was.
On the show. Tell us.
I was a guest star on the show. I don't remember what year this was. Had to be sometime early 80s. And the episode was called Take Two, They're Small. It involved Lenny and Squiggy dating, actually Laverne and Shirley, dating little people. And we're kind of making that transition at that point, being politically correct, from, okay? And I refused to call them little people. And we got in a big fight at the roller rink. Laverne and me and my sister Debbie White, and it was fantastic. Yeah.
Can you tell me the not suitable for daytime story that you told me back there? Or is that inappropriate?
Well, no. I mean, it's the girls aren't, maybe weren't quite as nice in real life as they were on the show. And nobody actually really wanted to work on the show in Hollywood, and I think that's how I got the job. Yeah. Everyone, they'd call, they go, hey, you've got, not my agent would call, hey, you've got an audition for, everybody called it Laverne and Shirley.
Ouch.
So, yeah, ouch. And so I was kind of bummed actually when I got the job, but you know, you have to eat.
Yeah,
so yeah,
it's
you did
true.
It. The guys, Michael McKean and Lenny and Squiggy, David, I can't remember his last name. They were fantastic. So it was fun. It was really, really, really fun.
So acting's your first love?
No, writing would be my first
Really?
love. Yes. I started writing, oh my God, you know, I can't remember a time when I didn't write. The very first thing I can remember writing and getting some, you know, kudos for was a poem at St. Sebastian's grade school called I Am the Sun and I'm in the Sky. Profound, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
What grade was this?
This was in 4th grade.
Wow.
And I won the whole school poetry competition, a silver dollar.
What?
Okay, now back in those days, I thought to myself, hey, there's money in this.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing this. This is awesome.
Smart 4th grader.
Yeah, I was very smart. I was always trying to look for ways to make money. I don't know what that says about my family life, but it was true. I mean, it was very
You do
strange.
know you're not getting paid for this,
Yes.
right?
Oh, yeah. What?
Good, I got
nervous. And then I just was a huge reader. I loved to write. I loved to write stories. Lived in my own little wacky world. Went to the Finney Library every chance I got. Grew up on the west side of Milwaukee. I really loved books. I loved writing. But the concept of being a writer, that is so abstract to a kid. So what I ended up doing, my parents took me, I don't know, you're too young to remember this, but there used to be the old Melody Top Theater on the west side of Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
We're getting back to musical comedy
Right.
here. And man, Robert Goulet in Camelot, I was probably 5 bars into that first act, and I thought, oh, that's what I want to do.
That's me.
That's me. It wasn't until many, many, many years later, when I had moved out to Los Angeles and acted for a very long time and did voiceovers and commercials, that it dawned on me one day. I was actually doing a bathtub commercial at the time, thinking to myself, you know, this really wasn't about becoming an actress. This was all about messing around with Robert Goulet. That's, and I just didn't.
That's why I'm here too.
There you go.
I'm waiting. He'll come.
Yeah,
Yeah. Awesome. So what was your dream job as a child? Was it author?
No, that would be too abstract. I mean, if I could sit around and read all day, that would be an awesome job. I was a huge troublemaker, so causing trouble would have been huge too. If I could have made money doing that, I would have been like retired by now. I didn't have any, you know, once I guess I saw the whole acting thing, I thought, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll make money doing that.
Where were you? Let me grab the book. And Lisa brought bookmarks for everyone you all saw. So
No,
thank
Lisa
you
didn't,
her.
I did.
Lisa, Leslie.
Yeah.
Where were you when this was announced being on the New York Times bestseller?
My editor called me on the telephone. She said, you're not going to believe this. And she'd been saying this to me for months now about everything that had happened to the book because nobody thought the book would sell. After I wrote the book, it took me, in order to get a book published, you have to have an agent, a literary agent, just like you have to have an acting agent. And in order to get a literary agent, you have to write a little query letter type of thing, which is basically a sell letter. And that book was rejected for representation by 143 literary agents. So nobody wanted it. Everybody thought it was terrible. Nobody wanted to represent it. I finally did get a deal. And now every night I get to go to bed and just think about all those people who rejected me.
Yeah.
It's the best ever, you know.
Sure, that's what I would have done. There would have been
Yeah.
a finger involved, but that's fine. Can you also tell me now, what can you tell us about your new book?
The new book is actually a sequel to Whistling in the Dark.
Here we go, I'm gonna
So
show it
it's
again.
set in Milwaukee again in the following year, 1960. On the west side of Milwaukee, and it's the continuing story of True and Sally O'Malley, and the things and adventures that sort of befall them as they make their way through life. And it's not an easy life, it's a tough life. People like to think of the 50s as being happy days, and they really weren't that much different than they are now. Kind of worse clothes, but you know.
Yeah. Can we pre-order it yet, or do you know?
You can. You can pre-order it now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your local independent bookseller, Borders, Quickly,
Borders, hurry, quick.
really quickly.
And Tomorrow River is coming out in paperback in May.
May 3rd.
There we go. So get that too. I want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for the bookmarks.
You're
Thank you for the
welcome.
shirt. She also brought me a fun shirt. And so we're going to be right back. Lisa's coming up to perform. We'll be back in just a second. Thank you. Which Birthday Girls show debuted on June 10th, 1996? That would be Rosie O'Donnell. So if you're keeping score, if you got both wrong, you get 0 points. One right, 10 points. 2 right, 40 points. I don't know how that works because you don't win a prize, so I don't care. But I'm glad you played. Now back to the show. Now we're clapping. Look at that. It's like we know what we're doing. For everything Lisa Gatewood, make sure you visit lisagatewoodmusic.com. Back to sing her new song, Ain't Nothing Beautiful. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Gatewood.
Wade down the water, watch those creases reappear. And all those lines I wrote for you, they all come from here. That memory is thick now, your lips are against my skin, covering the tiny places where the lonesomeness creeps in. Sad truth of the pretty ones is their love subjectively, with nothing real to hold them on, they fall desperately. You got yourself a pretty one, yeah, I think you got yourself too. But then there I am at bar time, making sleepy eyes at you. I ain't nothing beautiful now, I ain't nothing beautiful now. Won't you drive me around those places that you write about, and tell me your real name, tell me you feel this pain, or 'cause maybe my mascara smeared across your pillow is the only way to know that we are not alone. The sad truth of the pretty ones is their love subjectively, with nothing real to hold them up, they fall desperately. You got yourself a pretty one, yeah, I think you got yourself too. But then there I am at bar time, making sleepy eyes at you. And I ain't nothing beautiful now, I ain't nothing beautiful now. And surely there's someplace dark that you can take me to, 'cause I am afraid, love, I am afraid, but I just keep falling back to you, like I got nothing better to do than to cut myself through. Sad truth of the pretty ones is their love momentarily, but I got nothing to fret about, 'cause that won't ever be me. You got yourself a pretty one, yeah, I think you got yourself too. Then there I am at bar time, making sleepy eyes at you. And I ain't nothing beautiful now, I ain't nothing beautiful now, I ain't nothing beautiful now, I ain't nothing beautiful now.
All right, everyone, I want to thank you all for showing up. I want to thank my guests, Lisa and Leslie. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, everyone online. Hi, Mike and Kelsey. And we'll see you later. Have a great night, everyone.